What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Monday night, and good Lord, have we had a lot happen in the world of college football in the last 3 or 4 days. It is NBR, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm rather passionate about, and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I am hot about, like the value of a great exit strategy. Now listen to me. You're going through life, I don't care who you are. If you're a bag boy at your local Publix, you hope to move up to floor manager at your local Publix, right? You're going to have job change. You're going to go from job to job, from place of employment to place of employment. But it's important in life that you control and you plan your exit strategy, okay? Look, I understand the nature of college football, okay? It is firing season, it is hiring season, it is coaching changing season right now. We all know that. I get it. The ins and outs of college football, the coaches in, the coaches out, we all understand that. And nowadays in 2021, the players have the right to do it as well, right? You're seeing player mobility left and right. We talked about it a little bit last week in NBR, Nothing But Rants, to kick off last week's show. I get that, but here's the deal. And I had this but discussion rather, on social media today, I believe it was. Look, when players elect to enter the transfer portal, we all know how that happens, right? They got to go face their coach, tell them why they want to go into the portal, tell them they want to go to the portal, then request that they be put into the portal. There's a 72-hour waiting period, right? And then the coach has his hand forced by the NCAA's rules to put that player in the portal, right? So there's a code, there's a way of things go, there's a standard set operation across the world of college football for players leaving programs. Now, I don't expect there to be some universal code for coaches leaving programs. However, all I'm asking is don't do what Lincoln Riley did at USC. That's all I'm saying, or at Oklahoma rather, okay? Accept just a little bit of responsibility and accountability for your actions and your decisions when you leave your place of employment. I think that's not only the right thing to do, but the deserved thing to do for those players that you recruited to that program. He's been there 5 years. Every single guy on that program, most likely, okay, apart from a redshirt super senior, okay, most likely came to that program for Lincoln Riley, to play for Lincoln Riley, and he's left them. We get that. That's bad. But I'm told the reports I'm hearing, the things I'm hearing about this departure, if you will, from Lincoln Riley just doesn't sit necessarily well with me, and I'm not going to get off my porch guy or anything like that. I just think there is a reason, okay? There is a reason that, coaches that are successful preach accountability and teach what they preach to themselves, right? Accountability within themselves. And that's all I'm saying. There's reports of players basically telling him to leave his own, team meeting to let them know that he was departing out there at Oklahoma, okay? Guys standing up saying, nah, man, just go. Like, we're good. Just go, okay? A lot of emotions, crocodile tears, if you will, per reports from Lincoln Riley. There's rumors that Bob Stoops basically had to tell him, like, look, dude, you're going to have this meeting, right? You're going to tell these people that you're leaving and why you're leaving, and you're going to face them like you're supposed to. Though, again, those are reports, those are rumors, whatever it is. Nonetheless, it didn't go very well, right? There's even reports and, like, verified reports from verified accounts. One of those things that I'm not. One of those verified accounts on Twitter out there in the Midwest that covers teams like Oklahoma, that not only did he leave Oklahoma after having sat Spencer Rattler for Caleb Williams, but there are reports that he reached out to Spencer Rattler as early as today, about 3 or 4 hours ago, to basically say, hey, heard you're hitting the portal. Would you like to come to USC? Okay, so he ain't waiting very long, right? And basically, according to the tweet I saw, Rattler simply responded with, good luck, LOL. Like, good luck to you, coach. Look, here's the deal. I don't know Lincoln Riley. I don't. But I know it's impossible, borderline impossible, to turn down this offer, because this is what USC threw at him today. So I ain't hating on the guy. I'm just saying he probably could have handled his business just a little bit more professional, at least this time around. Hopefully he will do so as much so next time around. But $110 million contract. Wow, okay? Guys like Kirby Smart and Nick Saban, when they hear these, Ryan Day, when they hear these terms, they're just going to call their agent and be like, go ahead and get that sucker lined up. Matter of fact, let me call my accountant when I'm done with you and see what new vacation home I can buy for me and the wife. Good Lord. $110 million. USC, somehow this is legal, but USC apparently is buying both of his homes in Norman, Oklahoma, as if one home's not enough. He had two of them. And not only are they buying those homes that are now up for sale, I don't even think they ever really hit the market, but now that they're up for sale, have purchased them $500,000 over asking price on both homes, by the way. So they made $500,000 on each home. That's $1 million signing bonus right there alone. And not only that, they're buying him a $6 million home in LA. And of course, cherry on top, unlimited 24/7 access to the team's private jet. So, I mean, guy gets private jet out of it, $6 million home out there in LA. I mean, good Lord. Sounds like he did it okay, right? Sounds like he did it the right way in terms of going and getting this contract. And look, I'm not here to say he's making the wrong or right decision. We'll talk about that here in a second. But my opening rant's more so about handle your business in your departure. Have an exit strategy. These things are important, man. There is a lot of bad looks right now for Lincoln Riley, in my opinion. But again, those right there, you can't deny that. But I'm not here for the, I got a phone call Saturday night after the loss to Oklahoma State. I'm not here for that. I don't believe that. You think I'm naive enough to believe that you accepted a job offer in about 5 hours? You convinced your wife and your 2 kids to uproot their lives. Granted, it's from Norman, Oklahoma to LA. It's not that hard to convince one to do so, but you see what I'm saying? Like, this stuff don't add up. To me, it sounds like you've been kind of flirting with this behind closed doors. You've been kind of thinking about this behind closed doors. You've been kind of talking about this behind closed doors. And meanwhile, not giving anybody a heads up out there at Oklahoma. I don't know if we're going to get to it. Probably got a long time to talk about considering they're coming to the SEC, but that program's in trouble, folks, out there at Oklahoma, in my opinion. They're going to have to find a dude. And you know what? Maybe the dude is Bob Stoops. Just rehire him. I mean, yeah, he's been out of coaching for a little while, but it's kind of hard to say no to what? They're going to give him $9 million a year, I would imagine, if he gets that job. So they're going to have to find a good football coach because I saw it on Twitter several times today, and I'm in agreement with this sentiment. Oklahoma's 5 or 6 years of struggling, Oklahoma's 2 coaching regimes and poor decisions at that management position from being Nebraska. I know they're coming to the SEC, but look at all the SEC schools. Look at those college towns. A lot of them, a majority of them, are better than Norman, Oklahoma. So didn't necessarily like the way it was handled, but it is what it is. It's the business of college football. But again, have an exit strategy. We all were born, most of us were born at night. We were not all born last night. I know that's an old cliche, but good Lord, don't sit here and try to lie to me and tell me that you thought about this and made this decision in 5 hours, okay? And left in the middle of the night. Don't tell me none of that. I don't believe none of that. So yeah, great days, multiple days of college football, and it followed, in my opinion, the best weekend of college football that we've had all year. I mean, my God, what a weekend of college football it was. I mean, the noon slate was incredible with Ohio State and Michigan. The 3:30 slate was great with Alabama and Auburn having the first OT thriller in Iron Bowl history. And then we got some late night magic as well with Bedlam. So it was an incredible day of college football. I don't think I moved Saturday. So we've got a loaded show for you guys here tonight on MBR, as we typically do. We're going to do a little something different tonight. And if it all goes to hell, I blame Ditko and only Ditko, our producer, who hopefully is watching tonight. We're going to try to do both MBR, this setup, and film study tonight for all of you guys. We're going to show you exactly what went wrong. There's a stretch in that Alabama football game from last year that Georgia just went all to hell, mostly to do with their quarterback play. So we'll talk about that at the end of tonight's show. It is SEC Championship week, so I've got a loaded week of content for you guys. We're going to be pumping out content both here on YouTube, over on patreon.com/Brooks Austin, and of course over there on dogsdaily.com. So feel free to check us out there. Like I told you, we're going to kick it off with MBR today. We're already a good 10 minutes into the show. Hit that thumbs up, that like button, share it to wherever it is you want to. Our opening kick tonight was brought to you by Cola Kicks, our keynote sponsor for tonight's broadcast. ColaKicks.com. Use promo code Brooks on any purchase of $100 or more, and you will get $10 off. And the folks over there at ColaKicks.com do a great job of giving you shipping, over 2-night shipping, basically overnight shipping, essentially 2-day shipping for free. So the folks over there at Cola Kicks, again, that's any sneaker you can possibly imagine. Just hit your size in there and go through the list. I think the last time I checked them for 12 and a half, they had a good maybe 300 pairs of sneakers over there at colakicks.com. All primo, all verified, no fakes, okay? And again, overnight shipping. colakicks.com, promo code Brooks, $10 off any purchase of $100 or more. We are going to finish off NBR before we get into what went wrong over there in that Alabama game. Again, any technical difficulties tonight, my apologies. It is what it is. I'm working by myself, and we're trying something out, man. We are absolutely trying something out, but let's roll, okay? Let's grade these hires. I told you we're going to grade these hires over on Twitter today, and we'll start with the one that I have no notes on because it happened literally about 10 minutes before we flipped on the camera today, and that is Brian Kelly to LSU. It's all but finalized, it sounds like. It seems like it's all but done. When people, I think we learned the agent terminology because, guys, that's who's talking to these guys. The Pete Thamels of the world, the Bruce Feldmans of the world, the guys that break these coaching changes, decisions, and announcements. It's about one or two of them. Now, they've worked in this business for a long time. They're great at what they do, but it's agents leaking information to them, and that's clear as day based off the wording, right? The wording we've heard from all of these agents, and there's really only about 3 or 4 of them that control majority of the college football coaches in the sport. So it's only a few of them, and they could pretty much get together and decide the terminology that they want. The terminology has been targeting this year. So-and-so is targeting such and such coach, right? LSU is targeting, and I'm told it's just been made official, Brian Kelly. I have no notes on this, didn't think about it until it happened, but here's what I can tell you off the cuff, right? I was shocked when I went, and I should know this because I'm a recruiting analyst for SI, All-American, all that good stuff. I am shocked that Brian Kelly recruited as well as he did at Notre Dame. Okay, hats off to the guy. Hats off to the guy. The fact that he was recruiting top 8 consistently in college football at Notre Dame. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but recruiting at Notre Dame in 2021 is not easy. It's not. Okay? It's not an easy thing to do. You got a lot more academic requirements than a lot of other programs. It's great value brand Stanford on the East Coast. That's what it is. It's not easy to get in there. Every student that gets into Notre Dame, athlete or not, has to take calculus their freshman year. So you can't just roll into Notre Dame not giving a damn about school and play football. That's just not what happens out there. It's not easy to recruit up there to Notre Dame either. Okay, they do no spring recruiting, none. They don't want those guys up on campus when it's 8 degrees outside. Okay, so they don't do that. It's really, really hard to recruit at Notre Dame, and he recruited at a really, really high level, right? They prior to this year, their schedule this year was terrible, but prior to this year, they schedule a top 25 schedule every year. They got some good out-of-conference games up there. He won pretty consistently 10 and 11 games, year in and year out at Notre Dame. I'm telling you guys, you'll see with the next head coach, whoever it is that they hire, unless it's some big name that's got his stuff together, it's hard to win consistently at Notre Dame. It's especially hard to recruit well at Notre Dame on a consistent basis. That being said, this dude going to LSU, his job just got 1,000 times easier. I have stated on this broadcast that LSU leads the nation in a statistic that I consider or call dum-dums have won here, okay? Les Miles and Ed Orgeron have won national titles in the last 15 years at LSU. That's all you need to know, guys. That's all you need to know. Both of them out of coaching, okay? Both of them gone, okay? They were above average, okay? They were national championship caliber coaches at those programs. But Brian Kelly ain't about this nonsense, okay? Brian Kelly is a buttoned-up professional football coach. You can say what you want about him. You can not like his dry humor. You can not like whatever it is about his press conferences. He's a pretty daggum good football coach. He's won at 2 different programs that I don't think that are that easy to win on a national level. Cincinnati, guys, Cincinnati was Cincinnati before Luke Fickell got there. They had a downtrot in there during Tommy Tuberville years, but when Brian Kelly left Cincinnati, guys, we were talking about Cincinnati in a top 10 discussion, top 11, top 12 discussion. He did the same thing in Notre Dame, too, and did it quickly. He's a good football coach, okay? And again, dum-dums have won at LSU, okay? It's a pretty cake job. It's a pretty cake job. Let's go on to Lincoln Riley, right? I think it's a good hire out there, Brian, at LSU, honestly. I don't know how he's going to fit in the SEC. Never really been down here. He's been a Northeast guy. We'll find out. But again, if you can figure out recruiting at Notre Dame, if you can recruit at a top 10 level at Notre Dame, you're going to be all right. All right, I promise you on that one. Let's talk about Lincoln Riley to USC. This one's got shakeups all across college football, right? Oklahoma's now open. Well, we don't know what's going to happen there, but let's talk about the fit and the hire at USC. For USC specifically speaking, I think this is an A-plus hire. A-plus hire. Guys, let me read you something. Lane Kiffin, Ed Orgeron, Clay Helton, Steve Sarkisian, Clay Helton again for 3 years, and then Dante Williams, their defensive backs coach. That's the list of head coaches since 2009 when Pete Carroll left the program to go to Seattle. Now, I get that some of those coaches were dealing with sanctions, whatever. There's been a lot of losing going on out there with the Trojans, man. This has been a decade and a half now of not so great football being played out there in LA. Did you see the photos of the stadium out there? Not a big fan base right now. Not a lot of love getting thrown USC Trojan football's way. So why do I tell you that? I tell you that because USC shouldn't be getting Lincoln Riley's. They shouldn't. Lincoln Riley is a top 5 college football coach. I think that's consensus. I think if you got him 6 or 7, that's fine. But for me and just about everybody else, he kind of hovers in that top 5 to 7 range. That's a damn good football coach. That is not a damn good football coaching program right now. And it hadn't been for a long, long time. So for USC to nab this one, to pull him out of another top 10, top 12 job out there at Oklahoma, that's impressive. Shout out to their AD. That's a great job for them. Now let's talk about the decision on Lincoln Riley's part, okay? I get that you make a life-changing amount of money. I mean, it is. No house note, no worrying about whether or not your houses in Norman's going to be sold. Houses, that blows my mind. Who in the hell would want 2 houses in Norman, Oklahoma? Blows my mind. Not only are your houses sold, you get $110 million, you get a $6 million home, you get a private jet, you get all those amenities, right? But boy, is it an uphill battle out there. That's an uphill climb right now for Lincoln Riley at USC. And honestly, okay, he was handed the keys. He was handed the keys to a program out there at Oklahoma. Handed. Bob Stoops got out of there because they were worried about Lincoln Riley doing what Lincoln Riley just did and bolt for another program. Okay? We're going to find out whether or not Lincoln Riley can develop his own program, build his own program, right? This is 100%, I'll give him credit for this. This is 100% him banking on himself. Well, banking on himself with $110 million, but banking on his ability to build a program. But I'll also say this. I think it's a big uphill battle. I think there's a lot of other programs that are much easier to win at right now. But I'll tell you this. For what he does offensively, for the fact that he is quarterback-driven, quarterback-based, and skill position-based, well, guess what? He just walked into the hotbed, the literal recruiting hotbed for elite quarterbacks and elite skill talent. Now, you don't hear a whole bunch about really, really top-end, consistently high-end caliber front 7 players on both offense and defensive side of the ball. Most of those elite NFL level prospects end up coming out of the Southeast. That's statistically driven. Don't know what that is, but great quarterbacks come out of Cali. That's for sure. One of them, Malachi Nelson, the one that just decommitted from Oklahoma, right down the street from LA. I would imagine that's where he ends up, right? He got another year basically to recruit Malachi Nelson to USC, which is where he was flirting with before he even committed to Oklahoma. So I think that one's wrapped up. It's part of the main reason why he went out there, I would imagine, right? Access to really top talented football players and access to apparently $110 million worth of resources. Kudos to him. Great job. Let's talk about Billy Napier to Florida. Guys, we got a lot of people watching tonight. You're really in for a treat to finish tonight, assuming, again, we don't have technical difficulties. We're going to be watching some film, and if you haven't been watching us break down film over here, I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. We're going to be checking out that 2020 matchup between, I think then it was number 3 Alabama and number 5 Georgia. Obviously, Alabama going on to win the national championship in that season. We're going to watch that defense against Georgia's offense and kind of show you what went wrong later on in tonight's show. Hit that thumbs up button while you're waiting, or while you're watching, rather. Appreciate you for being here for real, man. It's a good night to be talking college football. It's a good week in general to be doing anything revolving college football. My God, what a great slate of football games Saturday, and then all this news, including the first one of these big programs to solve up their head coaching vacancy, and that would be Florida. Obviously, they hired Billy Napier out there from Louisiana Lafayette. I think it's a B+ hire for Florida, and I want you to hear me out on this one, okay? I want you to hear me out. I think Billy Napier is a really, really good football coach. I'm going to curtail these things before I rip them, as I usually do, so just pay attention. I think Billy Napier is a really, really good football coach, okay? But I think there were a whole lot of advantages thrown his way at Louisiana Lafayette. First of all, he's about 35 minutes from Baton Rouge. So yeah, he's in what we'd call a recruiting hotbed. It ain't that hard to recruit and find talent in the state of Louisiana, particularly in the location of southern Louisiana where he was at. Not that hard to find talent, especially not that hard when you're the not so big fish next to the big fish in an entirely massive pond. An entirely massive pond of recruits. West Texas, state of Louisiana, particularly southern Louisiana, and West Mississippi, elite recruiting. You can go outside and throw a football as far as you can throw it outside Louisiana Lafayette's football stadium, and you might hit an unrecognized, unknown superstar, talented football player. Not heavily covered out there in Louisiana, not, okay? A lot of prospects out there in the state of Louisiana that are going right underneath the rug, okay? That guess who's been picking off for the last 4 years since he's been there? Yeah, Billy Napier, okay? I counted 18 players, went through it before the show tonight, counted 18 players on Louisiana Lafayette's roster that weren't from either Texas, Louisiana, or Mississippi. 18 out of 110 players, okay? I also counted 33 transfers on the roster out of 110. 83% of the roster is comprised of players from states named Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi. Guess what? Florida will not recruit those areas. They probably won't. Who in Texas is Florida about to go out recruit? Ask yourselves that, okay? Ain't gonna be recruiting the state of Louisiana no more. Probably not. Might have a chance because he's got some good relationships, but long way to go, okay? Has no background, at least recently, in the last 5 or 6 years, recruiting the state of Florida. That's important, okay? If you're at the University of Florida. But the main problem to me, it ain't the location of recruits. If you can recruit, you can recruit. It's not an issue for me. The issue for me is, comprised. The issue for me is the roster is comprised of 30% of transfer football players. That ain't gonna work at Florida, guys, okay? It's a short-term, brilliant idea at Louisiana Lafayette. You get 30% of your rosters comprised of transfer football players, older football players playing against the competition, the level of competition that you're playing at. When you got 12 guys, 13, 14, 15 guys on your roster on the field playing for your mid-major football team that spent the last 2.5 years at a P5 program. That's kind of advantageous for Louisiana Lafayette. However, if you've been listening to any of these coaches that are successful at the SEC or Power 5 level, they have told you over and over and over again, the portal is for hole filling, not roster filling, okay? The transfer portal at Florida is to go find a tight end when Kyle Pitts leaves, to go find a wide receiver when Kadarius Toney leaves, to go find a defensive tackle when you don't have one, okay? That's what the transfer portals are used for at the Power 5 level to be successful. It is not to make up 30% of your roster, okay? I know Billy Napier can win football games at mid-major levels with this recruiting strategy and this roster management strategy. I'm not saying he's not going to be successful. I'm just saying I don't know what to base his success off of. He has no Power 5 head coaching experience, and he's got experience at the coaching level, head coaching level that is successful, okay? 11-1 right now at Louisiana Lafayette, really good program, but it's built off a model and a standard that will not subside in the SEC. It will not succeed in the SEC. So we'll find out. Again, I'm not saying he can't adapt. He's clearly shown the ability to figure out a way to win at Louisiana Lafayette. That does not mean he has a recipe for success to win at Florida just yet, but it also doesn't mean that he won't do it because I think he's a smart football guy and he's young. Okay? He's young. He's been around a lot of really, really successful football coaches as well. Right at the 25-minute mark. Appreciate all you guys for being here. We are going to hop right into some film study here. Again, told you, we're teasing you and pleasing you tonight. We had NBR to open, and we're going to close tonight's show with a little bit of film study. But that means you got to wait for me because I'll be right back. Let me get things set up. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button while you're waiting. We'll be right back. What up? I think we got that right. Holy smokes. Dicko, you're fired. I'm just kidding. Let's watch some film, shall we? All right, like I told you, we're going to be watching last year's game against, maybe you're not fired there, Dicko. We're going to watch last year's game against Alabama, obviously. And it doesn't appear my board wants to be working, which means we're making adjustments on the fly in front of hundreds and hundreds of people that are watching us over on YouTube, which we're extremely grateful for. Okay, it doesn't appear my board wants to slow down. That's okay. Doesn't seem like it wants us to write on it either. But here we go. Let's open the game. Now, I tracked these possessions, okay? I put us all the way back to play 38 of this football game, and here's why. Okay, there is 1 minute and 17 seconds left on the game clock, and I figured out the reason why my board doesn't want to work. So let's fix that right now. Okay. There are 1 minute and 17 seconds left on the play clock, or game clock rather, in the second quarter, right? Almost halftime here in this football game. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Okay? From this point forward, all hell breaks loose for Stetson Bennett. All hell breaks loose in this football game. It is nothing but not protecting the football, not really caring about the football, and in a quarter time span, in literally a quarter's worth of a football game, from this moment right here to the start of the fourth quarter, so about 16 minutes rather, okay, the score goes from 17-17 to, I believe, 41-24, okay? So that's a, 24-7 outscoring stretch from Alabama. And about the third play of this series that I'm going to show you, Stetson Bennett throws a touchdown pass, okay? So I'm going to show you where it all went bad right here for Georgia, and I'm going to tell you how Georgia, and rather Stetson Bennett, is going to go about avoiding this issue this week for Georgia in the SEC championship game. All right, everybody ready? Let's get after it. So here's the first, my spidey senses start tingling at this moment right here, okay? They're going to run. Come on, man. What? Dicko, you're right, buddy. I need you. Unless I can get this figured out with you at home. Which apparently I can't. God dang it. Do we have this? We don't. All right, I'm going to have to talk you through it. Karis Jackson runs the in, okay? The shallow drag right there, number 3. Number 3 wide receiver in the middle. You got Jermaine Burton right here in the slot, okay? He's going to run a skinny post, okay? Right down the middle of the field. George Pickens is running a distraction, basically an in, kind of slag off, okay? And Trey McKitty, the tight end at the top of your screen at the hash mark, is just running a shallow in, right? Now, the whole point of me showing you this is we got a quarterback in Stetson Bennett that's throwing into triple coverage in the red zone at the 25-yard line on first down, okay? Not necessarily the greatest decision, okay? Ends up almost turning the ball over, okay? But doesn't. Incomplete pass. First real questionable decision with the football, okay? Real questionable decision with the football. I don't count the interception to start the football game necessarily on him, right? But this I do. I don't like that. I do not like throwing the football to triple coverage. And you shouldn't either at home, okay? That's play 1. let's actually play 38. But when I saw that, I was like, uh-oh, watch out now. Okay? Now, for those of you sitting at home saying, man, I love how they started using Stetson Bennett in the run game this year in 2021. I'm here to tell you, as you look right here on 2nd and 10, where they need what we call a bailout play, they've been using 13's legs to bail them out in situations basically since he became the starter after the Arkansas game. They're like, well, hell, every time we need it, we absolutely have to, we're going to scheme up an RPO and give our quarterback the option to keep the ball. Gets them into a winnable situation on 3rd and 4 rather. I think this is the Jermaine Burton, little whip route right here. Okay, little whip route. Jermaine does a good job of beating Pat Surtain, by the way, who I don't know if you guys are watching what that Joker's doing right now in the NFL, but my Lord. Yeah, runs a little whip route right there, gets wide open, okay, and doesn't get the first down. Here's what blew my mind watching this game last year. Georgia gets them, they go straight freeze play. 4th and inches at the 10-yard line. They go freeze play. Clear as day, they're trying to hard count them. And of all schools, Alabama to do that. That last year, when I watched it, I was shocked. But, of course, they end up kicking a field goal in under 21 seconds of game time later to end the half. So I think they responded pretty well as a football team, needless to say. But, yeah, Georgia gets them there. Now, here we go. 1st and 10 inside the 10. Inside the goal line, rather. I can't do it, guys. I have got to, and I mean got to, get my Epic Pen rolling. If I don't, my mind will go insane. I have got to be able to write and show you guys what in the heck's going on. And if I can't do it, then we'll move on. But I think I should be able to do it. There we go. All I had to do is reset it. Now, we are a little bit all over the place, huh? Hey, if you don't try stuff in life, you're never going to do it, right? You're never going to succeed. You don't at least try. And we tried tonight. Now, first play inside the goal line, or inside the 10, which I've told you over time now here on this channel, that Monken has a tendency inside the 10. He is pass happy. Inside the 10, he wants to throw the football. So he does a great job here, and I love this play design, right? Motion Burton. Okay, we're going to run a corner with Darnell Washington. We're going to run the arrow with Trey McKitty, I believe. And this is the best part. Watch Pickens' route. Watch how perfectly designed this is for the goal line right here, because this line judge can't move. He can't go back. Watch him. Todd is going to run George Pickens right across the face of this lines judge. Boom. And guess what he does? He collides with Surtain. Pickens running wide open. But he ain't the only one running wide open, right? Darnell Washington running wide open on the corner route. No one picks him up. Nobody. Both the corner and the safety, or the linebacker rather, bite on the arrow route. Darnell is running wide open to the pylon. All he's got to do is throw a little bit of touch, a little bit of air, and just hit him. But instead, he feels the need to back shoulder him as the 6'8", 275-pounder at this point, 285-pounder almost. He's a lot heavier as a freshman. Darnell makes him pirouette backwards. It's a miss. That's a miss on the goal line. Next play, 2nd and 10 inside the goal line, inside the 5. Okay, 2nd and goal rather. Now what's he do? Now he goes heavy play action again. Sell the run fake, Jermaine. Sell the run fake, Jermaine. Slip him, okay? Slip right behind him. You're going to be wide open, heavy play action. They're expecting to run. We got him sucked up. Wide open. What do? We airmail it. Okay, we airmail it. By the way, guys, in 2021, he hasn't missed these, period. He's been hitting all of these, all of them. I love how Georgia fans are asking me about Jaden Hazelwood coming to Georgia. Maybe. I don't know. But before he left high school, he called your coaching staff fake. So, I don't know. I would imagine Kirby Smart doesn't feel necessarily great about that one. Okay, here's the touchdown pass to Jermaine Burton. This is a nutsy throw, okay? This is Stetson Bennett. Now, he was streaky last year, okay? He hadn't been streaky this year, been extremely consistent. He's been doing a lot of this year, right? Throwing balls into tight windows, okay? Throwing with confidence, throwing strikes, throwing touchdown passes, protecting the football, not turning it over, right? It's a great job right there on the goal line from 13. This is what we've seen a lot of this year. That other stuff, missing wide open wide receivers, running in corner routes in the goal line, forcing balls into triple coverage. We haven't seen a lot of that this year. This stuff's been clean. Stuff's been in and out. All right, next time they get the ball, it is 24-20, okay? That's because with 21 seconds left, somehow Alabama managed to kick a field goal right before the half. Now, come out of the half, first possession out of the half, let's take a look. Run play to open, great job by Kendall Milton. Let's just take a look at it, first of all, just because people are like, why are y'all passing up Kendall Milton's run? Rushing influence. Now he's kept the ball a couple times, keeps that backside ends shoulders square. Okay, watch 92 over here. This is the run influence of your quarterback. This is what's happening a lot this year as well. Defenses have to, and I mean have to, respect 13's ability to run the football. So what does it do? Creates a backside cut lane. Okay? Creates a backside cut lane. 2nd and 2 here. Believe they run the football again. They do. Todd Monken, guys. Todd Monken, haven't seen this a bunch this year. The wide receiver reverse action off the pistol set. Haven't seen that, or off the eye back situation. Haven't seen that a lot this year at all. Last year they ran it multiple times. I remember running against Tennessee. They run it here a little bit later against Alabama. Okay, they ran this reverse option look a lot last year. Haven't ran it much this year at all. So there's a differentiation point rather for this Georgia offense. Now we got to watch this whole quarter. So let's move a little quicker. It's already 9:06. We got to roll. All right, here's our first opportunity to pass the football in the second half. And here we go. We put the ball on the turf. Put the ball on the turf, and this, to me, guys, as we watch this play, two differentiation points, which appear to be the word today. Two differentiation points between 21, Georgia, is this guy right here. He's playing a lot better. He ain't doing this. And this guy right here, number 58, Christian Barrymore, who, hindsight's 2020, I think we all kind of knew was a good football player. But in October of 2021 or 2020, if you would have told me Barrymore is the best rookie defensive lineman in the NFL, I'd have been like, who? He's a dude. 58's out here walking Trey Hill, walking him. And ends up not only walking the offensive lineman and creating the quarterback pressure, but forcing the fumble, right? Getting his hand out. This is a difference maker on the interior of this defensive line that Alabama does not have this year, guys. That's the reality of the situation. They don't have a dude like that that's making plays like that. They have to collectively beat guys on the interior. They have to schematically beat guys on the interior. They're not just, hey, 58's got a bull rush from hell for your center, and he's going to create a TFL strip sack fumble. Like that's not what this is this year for Alabama. Nor is it Georgia's quarterback putting the ball on the turf. That ain't happening this year either. Go back to the run, the very next play, try to get back some of that possession, some of that yardage that they lost on the sack. Zamir White does a great job finding a hole. Let's watch it from the tight. Does a great job finding a hole right here. Take a look at 3. A little split zone action, right? Blocking back with the tight end right there, Trey McKitty. Great job by Ben Cleveland getting up to the second level as his guy disappears, right? Defensive lineman slants away. So on his way, on Ben Cleveland's track, he realizes, oh crap, there's nobody here. So what do? I climb to the second level, get my hands on whoever I can, and finish the rep. Great job there by 74 and 3. Powerful running at the end. None of that's changed this year except Cleveland's gone, right? Still a really powerful runner back there in number 3. Love this concept from Monk. This is on 3rd and 5, okay? You're going to get a spot route on the hash from Jermaine Burton. You're going to get a mesh concept from Kearis Jackson and Trey McKitty, and you're going to get a deep ball, I believe, from Pickens here. So why is this a great call to me? Because defenses like Bama, defenses like Georgia, they're not going to tell you what they run. Okay, they're not going to line up and just make it easy on you, right? Is it man? Is it zone? We don't know. So what do you do on 3rd down, right? You run a concept that is winnable against both man and zone, right? In man coverage, this carries all the way through, as does the mesh route here. In zone coverage, we got a zone beater there, okay, on the spot route from Jermaine Burton. We got zone beaters built into the mesh concepts because at any point, if these wide receivers on the mesh routes identify zone, they sit down in the open void, right? We call these option routes in football. You don't just go to play college football and just run routes. Hey, you got the 9. Hey, you got the drag. Hey, you got the smash. Like, nah, that ain't it in college football. In college football, they're going to make you think. Against man coverage, carry the mesh all the way out. Against zone coverage, sit it down. Georgia's wide receivers identify man coverage. They carry the route out. Here is the winning play, though. The spot route. Watch it from the tight after we see the completion. I may be wrong. These concepts are in Georgia's playbooks this year. I just don't see them running a ton of mesh. I haven't seen them doing a bunch of this stuff. I see them attacking outside the numbers. By the way, we're into clip 11 of this offense. Haven't seen them roll him out in play action yet, okay? Look how easy that is for your quarterback, though, right? You're going to see the mesh. You're going to see the guys cross your face. You're going to see these two dudes cross, right? And then in the middle, right in his line of vision, you're going to see the spot route come from Jermaine Burton, pop right into his line of vision, right there, bam, okay? Nice, solid concept for Monken. Again, sure, it's still in the playbook. Maybe they just hadn't seen a bunch of football teams this year. I don't know. But I haven't seen a ton of mesh, and I could be wrong. All right, very next possession, because Jermaine Burton dropped that ball. Can't have that this year, by the way, guys. Can't have dropped balls, critical drops on catchable footballs on 3rd and 5. Inexcusable. Can't have it. Still 24-20, midway through the third here. I think they go run, run, run. 3 runs in a row to get out of their own end, and they're pushing folks around. They're moving bodies. I feel confident that they can do this again this year. I do. I think this week, I'm hopeful. 69 plays. He's still here. I have loved the way 63 has replaced 55 this year. If I'm being 100% honest, okay, this is a problem, period. Okay, that's a problem. That's not so bad, but it ain't that. Okay, 73 ain't that bad, but he ain't 74. I'm going to tell you that right now. McClendon is playing exceptionally well. So, and these guys are minus. Okay, they are down. They are down bad on that interior. So I do believe you're still going to be able to push these guys around just a little bit, when it comes to that front 7 for Alabama. So that's a major differentiation point, again, with the key term. Another split zone look from Georgia. Just pushing the pile, though, constantly pushing the pile in this football game where they last year. I thought they ran it relatively well last year. They just gotten to a point where they were kind of stressed because they were worried about their defense giving up 41, 44 points, whatever it was, and they ended up having to get away from it. I think this is their first time actually rolling him right here. Nope, another run on 3rd and short, pick up a first down. All right, 3 runs in a row to start that drive, the second drive of the second half, and now they're going to go to the air, okay? Little play action route, okay? 3-man route concept. They are going to get a Dover or an over route from Darnell Washington. They're going to get a dig from 7, and they're going to get a go ball from 1, okay? So he is reading, most likely, this half of the field. This is a, oh crap, bail out, throw it, we're about to get sacked, right? Read the bottom half of the field first. We like the concept with essentially levels, but with Darnell not rounding it off, okay, at all. He's just kind of pushing vertically, creating no space. This is still kind of the MO with 0. That's why 19 is getting a lot of these crosser routes, right? They're taking this year, instead of taking 0 and running him on these routes, what are they doing? Well, they're running Bowers with him, right? That's a main change this year, right? I love Darnell right here, right? I love Darnell right here. I really, 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 really love 19 doing that. I really, really love 19 doing that. I really, really love 19 doing that. I really, really love 19 doing that. Yeah, right? That's the offense this year. Hey, how many different ways can we get our true freshman the ball from the H-back position? Last year it was, hey, how can I make sure that 0 takes a body with him as he runs across the middle to make sure that this window is open? That's what it was last year. That's a change. That's a massive change in philosophy. Massive change in philosophy. Anybody watch 13 play the last couple of weeks? Because when I watch him, when I watch 13 this week, or these past couple of weeks, I see a really, really confident football player. This right here, guys, that's not a confident rip. That's not. That is a ball that is being let up on. That is a ball that is thrown with hesitancy. That is a ball that doesn't get his back half into it. That is a ball that has no life towards the end of the rep, right? The rip, okay? And that's a ball that dies on him because he's throwing it, and you can almost hear him go, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, man. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Coach. I didn't really feel comfortable letting that one rip. Yeah, you didn't. This year you do. That's the difference. That's the difference in 13 right there, in my opinion. But again, guys, look at where they are working the field. Look at where they are working the field in the passing game. Every ball we've shown you has been, oh, he hits a dig here. Oh, look, there's the crosser there. Oh, he tried to hit the skinny post from the slot there. Oh, we got a halfback angle route right there, right? All of it, right here, all of it. The whole entire game plan in 2020, all right there, even with number one standing out there, which is why the entire first quarter, what did you see Alabama's front seven do? Right? Putting their hands up. Like from snap one, it was clear the game plan was, get your damn hands up. Because they were not designing plays outside the hash, outside the numbers, outside the tackle boxes. Now they are. Now they're doing a lot of it. Here's that reverse action again. As Jermaine Burton forgets that he's in the SEC and that it's probably best to just go down 7. Go down 7. You can tell I've watched this game a whole bunch. A whole bunch. Another coaching point here. Guys, I think, watch these guys. Watch these guys. I think they move much. People ask me all the time, what do you see the difference between Luke and Pittman? Guys, I think the main difference for me is that, and I know Luke was coaching them this year, but they've had now a full year and a half under him and under his tutelage and under his ideals and philosophies. Guys, they move so much better in open space, in my opinion. In my opinion, they move so much better in open space, and that's a prime example of it right there. I see a bunch of guys loafing. I see a bunch of guys gassed. I see a bunch of guys getting beat over the top of their face, and I see, a +2 on a play that's designed for an explosive. Another run play here to James Cook. Little stretch play down to the bottom. I think it's actually pin and pull. It is pulling both the tackle and the center here. And Trey Hill gets his guy. Jamari Sawyer does not. Jamari's body looks a whole lot better this year, in my opinion. That don't look like the 69 we've been watching this year. It's not. That looks like a 69 that's either got a poop really, really bad or, maybe his girdle's riding up on him a little too hard. I'm going to go with the poop. Now, this is also a play I haven't seen them run. Fake truck sweep action to the boundary, right? Fake truck sweep action to the boundary with the slip and naked reverse out with the comeback at the top. Todd, where's this one been, baby? I ain't seen this one all year. I love this play call except for Fitzy falling on his face. I ain't seen this one all year. Look at this. Fake toss, reverse out, naked boot. How about them? I like that. Good completion on the run here from Stetson. Hey, George. I know we're working back. I know we're helping our quarterback. But let's not do it 2 yards in front of the sticks, right? Let's not do it 2 yards in front of the sticks. Let's get to the sticks on third down, bud. Let's break to the sticks, not behind the sticks. So they have to punt on that drive, I believe. So the next possession here, play action. All right, Todd's in his bag again. Another difference here, guys. I think personally that this year it has been proven that not only does Stetson hit this ball like he's hit it this year, he hits it with a much better opportunity for his guy to score, to score, when we design a double move, when we design a winning play, when we design a game changer, boom, we got it. Hit that joker in stride. Hit that joker in stride and let's go. Let's go now. Brock Bowers, UAB, 80-yard touchdown. Let's go now. Brock Bowers, 77-yard touchdown pass. Georgia Tech. Let's go now. Right? Let's go now. Let's not have to wait on the ball. Let's not have to wait. Oh, God, I have to slow up. Like, he's slowing up at the 50. He just took it out of the gas right now because the ball is dramatically underthrown. And he gets tackled right at the 35. Probably should have still been running. Right? Probably should have still been running. That's the difference this year, in my opinion. All right, 27-24, so Alabama's now scored, and for the rest of the night, Georgia does not. Another great run. Look, they gashed them last year, man. They really did. They gashed them. And this is what you have to do, just like when you play Georgia, okay? When you play Georgia defense, okay, you have got to be able to pick up twists, stunts, blitzes, wraps, tricks, trades, all of them, okay? You got to. It's a great rep from two experienced guys who have been working together for a really long time. Trey Hill passes off Dylan Moses to Ben Cleveland and then picks up Christian Harris. That's a great rep from 55. I don't know if 63 and 50 can do this. I don't know. We're going to find out on Saturday, okay? I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if they're ready for that smoke. Those are two guys right there that took thousands and thousands and thousands of reps together, okay? I'm going to go out and say it right now. No, I do not trust 50 to do this. I don't. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. Henry To'o, Christian Harris, they come up in here with this double A gap stunt. I don't trust it to get picked up. I don't. Nothing on tape tells me that that's possible, or at least it's going to happen. What we got here? Motion to empty. Oh, this is our other. No, this is straight up scramble. Straight up scramble. What's he trying to do? He's trying to go fake bubble. Seam shot from Kearis Jackson. This is the other thing I've kind of noticed, guys. Like, I like Trey. I really like Trey McKitty. He's an NFL guy. He's playing in the NFL right now. I think we can all agree that 19 is just slightly better. Okay? Slightly better than that. No offense. No offense. That's a wasted play. That play does nothing for us offensively. When I'm talking as a coach here, nothing for us offensively. Zero. Oof. Don't necessarily like that at left tackle from Jamari either. Guys, is it just like he looks physically larger in the wrong kind of way last year at left tackle? It just looks like a guard. He looks much more like a tackle in the body to me this year. That don't look like 69 this year. It's just what I'm telling you. All right, let's go to this rep right here. What we got? Oh, another thing. Look, this very well could happen Saturday because these two hadn't been working together for a long time. Okay, this is very, very clear to me upon watching this on tape that George Pickens, as you can see him start to look for the ball now and gear down now, he's expecting a back shoulder ball. He's expecting this ball to be thrown right here to the sticks, stop him, allow him to work back out and catch this football on the sideline. Instead, Stetson throws it deep. That's just a miscommunication between a wide receiver who thinks, look, that guy's on top of me. Look, he's got alignment on me. I'm not getting over the top of him. Stop me now. Throw me back now. Let's get out of this. And overthrown. Has he cleaned those things up with A.D. Mitchell? I don't know. Looked like they had poor timing on a route this weekend. Has he figured that out with Jermaine Burton? Haven't seen a back shoulder fade thrown to Jermaine Burton all year. Haven't seen really a deep ball like we saw thrown to Jermaine Burton a couple times last year, except for the UAB game, him just jumping on top of D1AA corners. Haven't really seen a lot of this since Stetson's really taken over. This is much more of JT's MO. Back shoulder fades, deep balls, one-on-one reads and opportunities, those types of things. That's 18, not 13. And here we go. Second interception. Very, very similar play that he got away with earlier in the football game. The very first play we showed you, play 38. This is almost identical, okay? in the sense that you got a clear out route and a dig. Now, he got away with forcing the last ball to Trey McKitty, okay? You got a clear out route from Kearis Jackson, and you got a big boy dig right here with Trey McKitty working your ambulance route, right? Working your get out of jail free card route. And Stetson is keying and reading 7 the entire way. I mean, the entire way. Now, we can just sit here and debate all day long. 3rd and 10, hey Brooks, what's he supposed to do? I don't know. Look like kind of a catchable ball to me. We can debate that all day long. I'm just of the belief that this ball this year doesn't get forced. It doesn't. He doesn't force this ball very often this year, especially not in the red zone. How many red zone turnovers you seen Georgia have this year? How many? I mean, we can count them on 1 or 2 hands. I mean, we can count 2 hands. We can count their total team turnovers, I feel like, on 2 hands anyways. But he is not forcing this ball this year. He's checking this ball down, and he's saying, hey, it's at this point in the football game, it is 27-24. Okay, we're down 3. Defense is doing okay, not doing great, but we have to get points. Okay, so let's take the emergency route. Let's do it. He's doing that a lot more. He is checking the check down a whole lot more this year than years past. Now, a lot of that could be because he's got a defense that protects him. It's the whole point of tonight's film study. Whole point of tonight's film study. Okay, they come right back. They come right back. After, I believe this is right after Alabama goes like 8 plays, 80 yards or something like that and scores, right? It's 34-24. You're down 10 at this point. Midway, almost into the 3rd. We're almost done, okay? Almost done. And what's he do? Monken's like, all right, look, hey, we're down 10. Could probably try to run the ball, but we know they're going to score some more the rest of the game because as of right now, our defense can't hold. So what are we going to do? Well, by God, we're going to take a shot, okay? We're going to go heavy. 7-man protection, okay? Heavy, actually 6-man protection. 6-man protection, include the back. Heavy 6-man protection, and by God, we're going to take our shot. We're going to suck that middle field safety up. We actually are going to go 7-man protection. Tight end and running back off the play action. Okay, we're going to set up right here, and we're going to launch this ball. 2-man route concept. All you got to do, Stet, read the front side safety. We're going to pull the backside safety down into the box. You're good. So 1-player read. He opens up, which he's doing right now. You hold him, you stare at him. We hit the skinny, and we're out. We are out the gate, ready to go, ready to celebrate in the end zone. We got him. Boom. He's cooked. He's cooked. Great job throwing the ball. Great read. Got to hit your layups, right? That was the whole MO of Kirby Smart's post-game press conference against Florida. Stetson Bennett's last start in 2020 before they moved on to JT, right? Got to hit our layups. That, to me, in an SEC championship game, in a game on the road against in Tuscaloosa against Alabama, these types of football games, buddy, you got to hit that. I don't care how good your defense is. You have got to hit that. Your offensive coordinator has dialed up a gym, brother. A gym. You got to hit it. You got to hit it. And look, I understand he's getting pressure. The wrapping linebacker ultimately gets to him and hits him right before the ball is, released. Harris gets him right as the ball is released. I get that. There's some pressure in your face. Hit those. Hit those. When Ladd McConkey is wide open on a backside post against Auburn, okay? Hit those. He's hitting them. He is absolutely hitting them this year. That's the difference. He's number 1 in the nation, I believe, in accuracy on balls thrown 20 yards or more. Guys, that's a drastic change between what we're watching right now in this football game and this year's Stetson Bennett. This ain't going to change, though. This was apparent last year, even as a national title winner. This was apparent last year. You get them in 5-man boxes, by God, you can run the football on them. You can. You can get them. If you get a hat on a hat, you can do it. I think we got 3 more plays. Nope, this is it. First play of the 4th quarter. Still 34-24, right? First play, 4th quarter, and the last one we're going to watch tonight. This is when it all went to hell. When we started this broadcast, it was 17-17 on this film study at play 38. 27 plays later, okay? 27 plays later, he throws this abhorrent interception, okay? I was going for a syllable of horrible, abhorrent. Awful, awful interception. Zero lack of concern for the protection of the football. None of it, and just chunks it away. His third interception, and done. Done. Ball game over. Alabama goes on to score the next possession, and, start of the fourth quarter, essentially, it's 41 to 24 immediately, right? Immediately. We got to go all the way left. I got my screens all jacked up now. There we go. We're in the open now. All right. So, to conclude tonight's illustrious debut of both MBR and film study. Hope you guys like that, man. That's the first time I've done anything like that. Do have a new mural up here, right? Best shooting guards in the world. I would consider AI, who you can't see, a shooting guard nonetheless. Great film study tonight, great MBR tonight. I felt like you guys give me some feedback on this. If you like these hybrid shows, right? If you like these, both the sit down, both the sit down, stand up, whatever, talking podcast, and the film study. If you like the combination of these two things, let us know. We'll continue to do them. We'll try them out. We tried out tonight. I think tonight was a pretty successful story based off the retention rate. Appreciate you guys for being here. I think in conclusion, right? The deep ball is much more accurate. The offense has drastically changed. I think we saw one rollout, and it's a rollout they don't even use anymore, right? The fake truck sweep reverse out, they hadn't ran it all year. They might run it in the SECCG championship game. It looked like it might have hit had they sucked them up just a little bit. It seems like the offense has changed. I see Georgia attacking outside the numbers way more this year. I see them driving the ball vertically way more outside the numbers this year than they did last year. I see them rolling the pocket a lot more than they did last year. Right? I see them running a lot more traditional inside duo and uno zone, which is what they are. At their core, that's who they want to be. They don't want to run split zone action. But if they got a quarterback that can't hold the backside in, they got to. They don't do that anymore. They let that tight end add on front side, and it's just another guy to help add on and get a hat on a hat. So I think Georgia does have the ability to move the ball, but we'll find out more about that as the days, filter on this week. I'm going to do a bunch of defensive film study for you guys on Alabama's defense. So if you want to check that out, feel free to join us. Hit that subscribe button over here on the channel. Hit that like button, please, before you head out. And if you like any of the film study, we do all of this type of content daily, always weekly, sometimes daily, over there on patreon.com. Patreon.com/Brooks Austin. For me, for the film guy, for the Patreon family, and not for damn sure Dicko. We'll see you next time. Appreciate you guys. Now you got to watch me awkwardly dip underneath the screen and hit end over here. You ready? Watch this. 1, 2, 3.